Welcome back to Detroit Pissed Me Off. The preseason is just 3 to 4 days away, depending on where the hell you are, and we're going up against the Knicks. Thank you for Alex Burks, Nerlens Noel, and Jalen Duren. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So, Detroit Pistons fans, do me a solid, smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And the Knicks, the Pistons' sweet little side piece right now, keep on bringing us those assets in the rebuild. Thank you very much, New York Knicks. We appreciate it here in Detroit. All right, coming up, things to look out in the first preseason game. Who will get the minutes? What will the starting lineup be? We know Alex Burks and Nerlens Noel are not going to be playing in this, so expect to see more minutes for the young guys. Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Livers, etc., etc. Will we see Bojan Bogdanovic in this game? The newly acquired Bojan Bogdanovic. Will he be shooting from the behind the arc in this game? Will we have all those floor spacers? How many minutes will Cade Cunningham get? Etc. Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart. Is a three-point shot working? Is he ready to shoot? Is he ready to go out there and lay some three-pointers down? No hesitation. So, like I've talked about some different lineups, and this is my ideal lineup 2 years from now. A small ball lineup where we see Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, and Killian Hayes working in perfect harmony with that defensive backcourt, with Killian Hayes improving, hopefully, at least marginally, from three-point land and driving to the basket, creating his own shot. And then 4 and 5, I'd have to go with Saddiq Bey and Jalen Duren. Now, yes, Isaiah Stewart could possibly throw a wrench in that. Bojan Bogdanovic, if he is also out there at the power forward, not going to be upset as well. But I kind of like to see these older guys kind of phased out or brought off the bench. I want to see that young nucleus succeed together. Now, as long as we're getting minutes for these guys in this early going, obviously I don't think Jalen Duren's going to be starting. I think the starter should be Isaiah Stewart. He should get the first nod, with Nerlens Noel actually getting some looks as well, and Marvin Bagley. So it's all about who can play together. Is Isaiah Stewart going to shoot the three well enough where he can play with Marvin Bagley? Or is Marvin Bagley going to improve his three? One of those guys has to improve the three-point shot, or they can't play together. And so coming off the bench, what do I see? How do I see this whole thing working off? So right now, starting five right now, I would say the best players that we got to start in the starting five would be point guard Cade Cunningham, shooting guard probably Alex Burks at this point if we're really trying to win, and then bringing on Jaden Ivey off the bench. But I think we just throw in Jaden Ivey and see how it goes. Let him get his knocks early on. There will be a little more inefficiency early going for Jaden Ivey, but he potentially is a franchise cornerstone, so I'd like to see Cade and Jaden Ivey get up to a nice start, especially in preseason, together in the backcourt. Small forward, Saddiq Bey or Bojan, vice versa, in the 3-4 spots, center Isaiah Stewart. Now, don't really have a lob threat. That's the only problem with that starting lineup, which I'd like to see a lob threat in the starting lineup. So eventually, I would like to see either Marvin Bagley or Jalen Duren breaking out into that starting lineup. But for now, I think Isaiah Stewart is the guy, is his job to lose. And if he is showing what he did in the summer league, he's able to shoot a decent percentage, mid 30% range from three-point land. Isaiah Stewart really just needs to have the want. He needs to have that mentality of, yes, if I'm in the corner, if I'm on the side, I'm throwing up the three-point shot. He's got a decent look. He's got a decent rotation. I think he's got all the potential in the world. Now, I don't necessarily think Saddiq and Bogdanovic is a great 3-4 combination defensively. If I was going to go for a little more defense, I would slide Isaiah to the 4, and then at the 5, I would play Nerlens Noel. So that would be my ideal starting lineup. For defense, Isaiah Stewart comes out able to shoot the 3. I would like to see Nerlens Noel start. Now, because I don't think Jalen Duren is ready, and I don't think that Marvin Bagley's defense is up to Piston defensive standards where he can be relied on as a center in this game, as a starter. Now, coming off the bench and being an athletic scorer, yes, I like Marvin Bagley. I like the re-signing. Hopefully he can live up to $13 million a year. That I'm not sure about, but I'm hoping for the best in that department. But if we don't have him, I got some other options that we can go with coming off the bench. For example, if, let's say, Marvin Bagley becomes unplayable, then I've got Isaiah Livers at the 4. I've got Nerlens Noel at the 5 coming off the bench. I've got options here. Jalen Durant. There are plenty of options. If somebody gets injured, we have enough depth now of guys that are either young and need to get experience or veterans that can give you solid leadership off the bench. So I'm looking forward to seeing these players off the bench. The rotation coming off the bench, I think in the early going will be Alex Burks, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Livers, Marvin Bagley, and Nerlens Noel, along with Jalen Durant. So I think, and then obviously we got Hamidou Diallo too. So where do these guys fit in here? And I think there's a lot of different options. If we want to go athletic, we got Hamidou off the bench, Killian Hayes, Marvin Bagley, Nerlens Noel. That's a very strong athletic combination. If we want to shoot a 3, we could go with this. We can mix it up. If we want to go with a 3-point lineup, we go with Bogdanovic, Saddiq Bey, Alec Burks. Those 3 guys are great 3-point shooters. 2, 3, 4. Cade Cunningham at the 1, and then you go with Isaiah Stewart at the 5, and I like that. Or maybe you just throw in Marvin Bagley, but like I said, defensive deficiencies could be an issue there, or Nerlens Noel, or Jalen Durant. I think you have so many different options here right now that I'm really looking forward to the season, because we're going to find out a lot of things starting off on Tuesday night against the New York Knicks. It'll also be interesting to see how the New York Knicks have progressed with their recent signings of Jalen Brunson or something they made a big deal about getting. They were unable to land Donovan Mitchell. So the Knicks are looking at a season here where I believe the Pistons can outperform the Knicks in the regular season this year. The next video that we'll be making here on Detroit Pissing Me Off, which teams in the Eastern Conference can the Pistons pass this year and to get in the play-in tournament? And that is going to be very interesting to talk about in the next episode. So, Detroit Pistons fans, do me a solid, smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you next time on Detroit Pissing Me Off.